there. Welcome to WanaTalk with Brandy. I'm Brandy. It's good to be here. I'm a psychotherapist in Indiana and I specialize in anxiety, trauma, loss and grief, life transitions, life stressors. And one thing that's been on my mind lately is these GLP-1 medications. And as someone who not only has been taking the medications, but also has some clients that have been taking the medications, there's been a common theme that I'm hearing about that I've experienced myself and that I want to explore a little bit more. And it's the idea of what happens when the food noise goes away. So for those of us that have experienced that, the term will be familiar, it will make sense, food noise. For some people that have never experienced disordered eating or just challenges with food, they may not understand that. And if I'm not speaking your language when I use the term food noise, that's okay. This may not be of interest to you, but for a lot of us, this is a pretty common experience. And so what I've learned through taking the medications is that once that food noise goes away, there's a lot of silence around food. And one of the other things that's really come up for me and what I'm hearing from some of my clients as well is the disappointment that comes along with eating when the food noise goes away. When foods no longer elicit the same kinds of feelings that they once did. When you're no longer able to achieve that same level of joy or satisfaction or contentment through food. It's truly just fuel for your body, and all of that other stuff just kind of goes away. And it honestly, it really feels like a letdown. It really feels like a disappointment. I've been kind of describing it to people lately as a breakup. Like, I feel like food broke up with me. It doesn't love me anymore. It's not giving it to me anymore. It's just not doing it for me anymore. And it's not just unhealthy foods, it's food in general. So I'm also a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian for a long time, like 40, close to 40 years I've been a vegetarian. So it's not all unhealthy foods that I associate with positive emotions. Sometimes it's just a really yummy vine ripened tomato, like in the summer. I'm in Indiana, so that's a short window, and I wait all year to be able to go pick a juicy tomato right off the vine. And when I did that last summer, it was just kind of like, oh, I mean, it's okay. But the letdown of having waited for that whole year and the memory, the food memory that I have of just how just so good, how good that made me feel. It just wasn't there, and it was such a letdown and just such a disappointment to me. It really made me sad. And I'm also noticing that I now have a little bit of resentment when food doesn't give it to me anymore, when food doesn't do it for me anymore, especially when it's food that I associate with being able to achieve a certain kind of feeling. So I was joking with my mom just yesterday because one of the things that I love the most is stuffed bell peppers. And I just keep buying more bell peppers every week at the grocery store and trying to make those peppers and achieve that feeling. And again, it's kind of like the tomato. It's like it's okay, but I can't eat as much as I used to, which is good, but there's also this weird sense of sadness around that. Like I want to. I want to eat more. I want to eat more, and I can't. So that's a weird experience, but also just not feeling the feeling that I'm expecting to feel when I eat certain foods is a disappointment. Going to a favorite restaurant and it was okay, but it wasn't great. It was just okay. So I'm I'm putting together a whole series around this idea. I want to talk more about this. I want to talk to you guys about this. I want to see if other people are having the same kinds of experiences around this new relationship with food, trying to navigate this. I want to talk about how we can learn new coping strategies aside from eating when we are feeling, overwhelmed, stressed, negative emotions, but also how to experience the joy without being able to get it from food. So I want to I want to dive more into just the culture that we live in and how tied to food everything is for us. Going to any kind of social gathering, there's always an expectation that there's going to be food. If you have people over, there's an expectation that you're going to feed them, that there's going to be food. The shame that comes along with not participating in eating um, is weird. So I want to talk more about that too. Just yesterday morning, my husband wanted to go to breakfast, and I said, "Okay, well, I'm not really hungry and I can't really eat anything. I'll go. I'll go with you, and I can have some orange juice, and we can just still talk. But I'm not gonna eat." And his response was, "Well, if you're not gonna eat, then I don't even want to go." So then I felt bad, like I was doing something wrong. I want to talk more about that. I want to just dive into that a little bit more too. So I hope you come back and join me because I want to talk about more of these topics as they relate to food and the relationship with food and how that's changing. I want to hear from you guys. So I want you to leave me some messages and tell me other topics that you might want to hear more about. And I'm going to start a podcast. I want you guys to join me there. I hope to interview some people who are in the medical profession so that we can kind of look at things from that angle. But I also want to interview some people that are taking the medications and talk about their experiences and just hear what it's been like for people and what people are doing to try to navigate this new way of engaging with food. So I'm hoping that this is speaking to some of you and that you will come back. I'll have some more videos in a couple of days. I hope you'll come back and watch those. I hope you'll leave me messages and tell me your thoughts. And I hope you'll find my podcast when it's up. And I hope that you will follow me on the socials and we'll see what comes of it. I hope you have a good day. Take care.